sun, cool fire, tempered with sweet air. Black shade, fair nurse, shadow my white hair. Shine, sun, burn fire, breathe air and ease me. Black shade, fair nurse, shroud me and please me. Shadow, my sweet nurse, keep me from burning. Make not my glad cause of mourning. Let not my beauty's fire enflame unstayed desire, nor pierce any bright eye that wandereth lightly by.
Of Israel's sweetest singer now I sing, his holy style and happy victories, whose muse was dipped in that inspiring dew archangels stilled from the breath of Jove. Decking her temples with the glorious flowers, heavens reigned on tops of Sion and Mount Sinai. Upon the bosom of his ivory lute the cherubims and angels laid their breasts, and when his consecrated fingers struck the golden wires of his ravishing harp, he gave alarum to the host of heaven, that winged with lightning break the clouds and cast their crystal armor at his conquering feet. Of this sweet poet, Jove's musician, and of his beauteous son I please to sing. Then help divine Adonai to conduct upon the wings of my well-tempered verse the hearers' minds above the towers of heaven, and guide them so in this thrice haughty flight, their mounting feathers scorch not with the fire that none can temper but thy holy hand. To thee for succor flies my feeble muse, and at thy feet her iron pen doth use.
Come, gentle Zephyr, tricked with those perfumes that erst in Eden sweetened Adam's love, and stroke my bosom with the silken fan. This shade, sunproof, is yet no proof for thee. Thy body smoother than this waveless spring, and purer than the substance of the same, can creep through that his lances cannot pierce. Thou and thy sister, soft and sacred air, goddess of life and governess of health, keeps every fountain fresh and arbor sweet. No brazen gate her passage can repulse, nor bushly thicket bar thy subtle breath. Then deck thee with thy loose, delightsome robes, and on thy wings bring delicate perfumes to play the wantons with us through the leaves.
What tunes, what words, what looks, what wonders pierce my soul, incensed with a sudden fire. What tree, what shade, what spring, what paradise enjoys the beauty of so fair a dame? Fair Eva, placed in perfect happiness, lending her praise notes to the liberal heavens, struck with the accents of archangels' tunes, wrought not more pleasure to her husband's thoughts than this fair woman's words and notes to mine. May that sweet plain that bears her pleasant weight be still enameled with discolored flowers, that precious fount bear sand of purest gold, and for the pebble let the silver streams that pierce earth's bowels to maintain the sorts play upon rubies, sapphires, chrysolites. The brims let be embraced with golden curls of moss that sleeps with sound the waters make. For joy to feed the fount with their recourse, let all the grass that beautifies her bower bear manna every morn instead of dew, or let the dew be sweeter far than that hangs like chains of pearl on Hermon Hill, or balm which trickled from old Aaron's beard. Cusay, come up and serve thy lord the king.
What service doth my lord the king command?
Cusay, see, the flower of Israel, the fairest daughter that obeys the king in all the land the Lord subdued to me. Fairer than Isaac's lover at the well, brighter than inside bark of new-hewn cedar, sweeter than flames of fine perfumed myrrh. and comelier than the silver clouds that dance on Zephyr's wings before the King of Heaven.
Is not Bethsabe, the Hittite's wife, Urias, now drubbeth siege with Joab?
Go now, and bring her quickly to the king. Tell her, her graces hath found grace with him.
I will, my lord.
Bright Bethsabe shall wash in David's bower, in water mixed with purest almond flour, and bathe her beauty in the milk of kids. Bright Bethsabe gives earth to my desires, verdure to earth, and to that verdure flowers, to flowers sweet odors, and to odors wings that carry pleasures to the hearts of kings.
Fair Bethsabe, the king of Israel from forth his princely tower hath seen thee bathe, and thy sweet graces have found grace with him. Come then, and kneel unto him where he stands. The king is gracious, and hath liberal hands.
Ah, what is Bathsheba to please the king? Or what is David that he should desire for fickle beauty's sake his servant's wife?
David, thou knowest, fair dame, is wise and just, elected to the heart of Israel's God. Then do not thou expostulate with him for any action that contents his soul.
My lord the king, elect to God's own heart, should not his gracious jealousy incense, whose thoughts are chaste? I hate incontinence.
Woman, thou wrong'st the king and doubt'st his honour, whose truth maintains the crown of Israel, making him stay, that bade me bring thee straight.
The king's poor handmaid will obey, my lord.
Then come and do thy duty to his grace, and do what seemeth favour in his sight.
Now comes my lover tripping like the roe, and brings my longings tangled in her hair. To joy her love I'll build a kingly bower, seated in hearing of 100 streams, that for their homage to her sovereign joys shall be as the serpents sold into their nests in oblique turnings, wind the nimble waves about the circles of her curious walks, and with their murmur summon easeful sleep. To lay his golden scepter on her brows, open the doors and entertain my love. Open, I say, and as you open, sing, welcome, fair Bethsabe, King David's darling. Welcome, fair Bethsabe, King David's darling. My bones fair covering erst discovered fair, and all mine eyes with all thy beauties pierced, as heaven's bright eye burns most when most he climbs the crooked zodiac with his fiery sphere, and shineth furthest from this earthly globe. So since thy beauty scorched my conquered soul, I called thee nearer for my nearer cure.
Too near, my lord, was your unarmed heart, when furthest off my hapless beauty pierced. And would this dreary day had turned to night, or that some pitchy cloud had cloaked the sun, before their lights had caused my lord to see his name disparaged, and my chastity.
My love, if want of love have left thy soul a sharper sense of honor than thy king, for love leads princes sometimes from their seats, as erst my heart was hurt displeasing thee, so come and taste thy ease with easing me.
One medicine cannot heal our different harms, but rather make both rankle at the bone. Then let the king be cunning in his cure, least flattering both perish in his hand.
Leave it to me, my dearest Bethsabe, whose skill is conversant in deeper cures. And Cusay, haste thou to my servant Joab, commanding him to send Urias home with all the speed can possibly be used.
Cusay will fly about the king's desire.
Courage, ye mighty men of Israel, and charge your fatal weapons of war upon the bosoms of proud Ammon's sons, that have disguised your king's ambassadors, cut half their beards and half their garments off in spite of Israel and his daughter's sons. Ye fight the holy battles of Jehovah, King David's God and ours, and Jacob's God, that guides your weapons to their conquering strokes, orders your footsteps, and directs your thoughts to stratagems that harbor victory. He casts his sacred eyesight from on high and sees your foes run, seeking for their deaths, laughing their labors and their hopes to scorn, while twixt your bodies and their blunted swords he puts on armor of his honor's proof, and makes their weapons wound the senseless winds.